We're going to keep talking about comics by moving on to Last Week in Canon, the Battle of Jakku, issue 4. That is the final issue of the Battle of Jakku macro series. Adelhard is betrayed again, and his ship is destroyed. Luke boards and attempts to save him, but he turns the offer down and Rinzenat shoots him just to make sure he stays dead this time. The rest is like a very fast summary of Aftermath Empire's End. We see Gallius Rax's death, Masamita's surrender, and Ben Solo is born. And then there's a tease for what I assume we're going to see in the main run when it launches in May. But that was right before the official announcement of the main run.
So Mr. Shadows will be in...
I assume so.
The new run.
Yeah. I don't know who Mr. Shadows is, but I figure that that's going to be one of the villains of the relaunch.
But it's clearly setting something up.
Yes. I mean, It says the end... Question mark? A lot of the comics have done that recently. The Jango Fett run did that. The Mace Windu miniseries did that. Thrawn Alliances did it. But that was just like 4-ish. It was only telling half the story. And then it was like, to be continued? I'm like, I don't know. Star Wars comics.
I guess because I am not an avid comic reader. Like, I don't keep up with them. I haven't seen that happen as often as it has. But I guess it makes sense because then that keeps it open to where, if they want to pick back up where they left off with that story, they can.
Well, it's nice that this one said to be continued, and on that same day they were like, and there's a new flagship.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, that story is continuing.
They got the announcement right.
But the other ones, it kind of seems like, we're going to see if this series sells or not. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like dropping a cliffhanger at the end of season 1 and just like hoping that it gets to continue.
Yeah. Here's Plagueis. He was there the whole time.
Right.
So what do we have to look forward to with comics aside from the brand new releases?
Well, next week, I'll just go ahead and talk about that. We have a lot of issues coming out. So we have a new Legacy, which is the Marvel kind of celebration of 10 years of Marvel Star Wars. It's going to wrap up a bunch of storylines like Scar Squadron, who we haven't seen in a while. Ewoks issue 4, which is the final issue in the Ewok series, Echoes of Fear 4, The High Republic Adventures 14, and Dispatches from the Occlusion Zone 4.
Goodness.
Yeah, a lot of comics next week, unless sometimes the schedule gets mixed up.
We'll carve out some extra time to talk about those next week.
So we'll have a lot to talk about next week in Last Week in Fandom.
I will say one more thing that did get announced today. Thursday was Ventress showing up in the Bad Batch comics.
Yeah, Ghost Agents comes out soon.
That one,
I think in February.
February or March, but so the Ventress issue is until issue 4.
Yeah, I believe Ghost Agent starts in February, so that'll happen in probably June.